Hey, what's up guys, Josh's Push and welcome back to another One Piece video. It's been a while since I uploaded, I know, but okay, I'm gonna be honest, kind of clickbaity title. I didn't technically win a store championship today, but like we played out top 8 and then top 4, they all got like the kid winner cards. And we just decided to split the boosters, right? So we didn't actually play out top 4, so, you know, I won alongside 3 other guys. But yeah, semantics, right? Anyway, I kind of released myself from playing Zoro today because I really want to win like the kid winner card, and then for the rest of the store championship season, basically I want to try playing some cooler decks like Red, Yellow Crocodile or Isho. But yeah, we're not talking about those today. We're talking about Zoro, which I still think is one of the, well, I wouldn't really say best decks in the format like it was last format, but I definitely think it's very solid. You know, it has a decent matchup going into pretty much everything except for Yellow. Which, to be honest, is like half of the Dutch meta, so kind of a wild call to go for this deck, I suppose, but it did work out in the end. It's like pretty similar to the build from last format, like a Whitebeard build, because I'm not such a fan of the Straw Hat build, even though it's definitely better going into Yellow. But yeah, let's just take a look at the deck list, and after that I'll talk about the matchups. Alright, so let's check out the actual deck list. I'm not gonna go too in-depth because in the end, you know, it's just another Whitebeard Pirates Zoro list, which we've seen a lot of best format as well. But I do want to go over some of the choices I made in the deck building process, you know, comparing this format to last format. And then here is the winner kit card, which is definitely very, very nice. Not very good, but it's a very cool looking card. So yeah, of course, it is a Zoro deck. Not much to say about that. Still one of the best leaders, generically speaking, of course. But yeah, I'm hopping into the list. Like I said, it is a Whitebeard Pirates deck. Not on the Straw Hat package, even though you could definitely make a case for playing that, since it's a lot better into Yellow, which is probably the worst matchup of this deck. But I still wouldn't say like it's unwinnable or something's just, you know, not favorable for you. But I do think that's like the only bad matchup the deck has in general, so that's nice. But yeah, for Izo, of course, and then just, you know, for Buggy, nothing special about that. Then the full place of the Makino. I'm also playing one Magura. Honestly, I would like to play 2 of this, but space is a little bit tight. But basically, you're just playing 5 Makino, right? Or at least, you know, not counter-wise, but of course for the boost effect, which is nice. I just want to have a little bit more aggro options against Yellow, which is why I decided to play the Magura. And I actually did see it in the one game I played against Yellow today, so that was nice. Then the full place at Otama, you know, it's just very nice to be able to, you know, resolve your Fire Fist, Marco, Jet Pistol in combination with this card. And sometimes it also just helps you run over things, and it's just 2k, so one of the best cards for sure. And then I'm also playing Double Gordon. Once again, it's like Magura, I wish I could play more. But basically we're playing like 6 of the Otama and 5 of the Makino, which is fine. And just helps you control the game a lot. And Gordon did come in pretty clutch today. Was pretty much always good when I drew it, not gonna lie. One time it baited like a Stroyson, and it did put in a lot of work against both Lau and Crocodile. So yeah, to Gordon, moving on, we have the full playset of Dadon, not much to say about that. Then I'm playing 2 Fossa, which I think was popular at the end of the last form because of the you know, the winning deck list for the Germany event that played double Fossa, but I mostly want to play 2 because blockers are quite good against Yellow. Even though they do have the Amande now, I still think just putting up a blocker and, you know, basically putting them on better habits for both the Amanda and the trigger. And even if they do the Amanda play, they are, you know, they have to waste 3 Don basically, so they have less Don to attack with, which is definitely nice. But honestly, I think I saw this card like once today. I just added it off Izo against Yellow, and then I didn't even end up playing it in the end. Because I actually won the game before we even got to the late game. But yeah, I think this card is good. And then I'm also playing Haruta at the moment. I'm not on something like Blamenco or anything. I just want to have a little bit more pressure against Whitebeard, which I still think expect to be one of the most popular decks in the format. And just, you know, being able to establish this and then the turn after playing Marco and giving a Don to Zoro and still be able to swing is very nice. And just, you know, it gives you more pressure than if you're not playing this. But I do have to admit, this guy almost every time just left the field as soon as I played it, which was a little bit of a shame. But still think the card is good. But it's not like a staple. Like, if I would consider cutting it, but the thing is I want to keep the Whitebeard Pirates count pretty high for Izo and the Whitebeard Pirates option as well. So I can't really like put in more Gordons or Magura, I think, instead of the Haruta. Then I'm playing triple Jozu, so I'm playing 11 2k counters in total. Yeah, not much to say about this, I think. I know a lot of people are playing 4, but I honestly never really missed like another 2k counter or anything like that. So I definitely think 11 is fine. Then there's the blocker Marco, not much to say there. Then this card used to be like the best card in the game, but now with blue being, you know, more popular than having access to the what's it called, the King Kong gun, and just the blue decks in the format being on like 3000 worlds as well, this card's just not as good as it was last format, but it's nevertheless it's still the MVP of the deck. And in some matchups it's definitely very strong. So yeah, I would never consider even playing less than 4, obviously, but it's not as good as it was before. So basically what I always wanted was to have like 5 like aggro-ish cards, if you want to call it that, like big or relatively big bodies. And I was on like King Du, and then to play against the 3000 worlds I added in Tetch instead of King Du, but eventually, because blockers are now also very prevalent in the format in like pretty much every deck, I just think this card is very good, even though it's not searchable in this list. Just having, you know, keeping this in the hand until like the very last part of the game, I think is very strong. And I actually don't think this came in too clutch today, like not for the what's it called, the anti-blocker effect, but I did just play it as a like a rush body a couple of times when which was fine, but didn't really put in the anti-blocker work that I thought it would. But I still think like it's a good option to have. And then I'm playing 1 rush Zoro. This used to be 2 rush Zoro, but then, you know, I swapped to this because of all the blockers, and honestly I might consider just going to 2 Luffy and just no rush Zoro at all in this specific list, like the Whitebeard build. Then moving on to the event cards, 2 Whitebeard Pirates. I think this is relatively standard, but honestly, the real reason I was playing like 2 of this and 4 Izo is just because I wanted to get to Marco as fast as possible every time, and now Marco is not as important, so cutting down on this might not even be that bad. It's also like, this card misses so many times even though you're playing so many targets for it. So swapping this out for like more defensive events, or like maybe a 4 Fire Fist or something, maybe that's not bad. Speak of the Devil, triple Fire Fist, and yeah, also the 1 Jet Pistol, just, you know, have a little bit of variety. These cards were amazing today. They still are. I do have to admit, obviously against yellow these cards aren't that good. They can definitely put in work like in some game states, but usually they aren't. But against LoL, this card just puts in the work, and was definitely one of the reasons why I won my 2 of my LoL matchups. And then triple guard point, 1 radical beam, 1 red hulk for the defensive event split. I just think having access to this is very nice, and also the trigger effect is just by far the best out of these, even if this card's obviously just the best one. But yeah, I think like 5 defensive events is fine, even though I might consider like going up to 6 and cutting the Whitebeard Pirates, but I haven't really tried that yet. And then the 1 Fiery Doll, yeah, just, you know, close out the game against Whitebeard specifically. And then I also am playing Diablo Jumbo now, which was definitely, this card came in super clutch today. Single-handedly won me the top 8 game, which got me the kit, because I literally had like nothing going on the entire game, but I just start pushing at his life really hard, and then in the end he played a blocker and just went like Diablo Jumbo, put all of the done on the leader and just swing for game. So that was pretty nice. But yeah, was very happy with the list. Just the Harutas and the Whitebeard Pirates event, I'm not quite sure yet, but I mean, it did the job. So yeah, let's move on to some closing words. Alright, that was the deck list, guys. Just going over my matchups real quick. Round 1 I played against Lol, and he had like a really good start, but I had like multiple Otama / Gordon and triple Fire Fist, so I just wiped his field every turn. And even then it was really close, really good player, George. He also managed to top, and actually got top 4 as well, so that was nice. But yeah, I won that one. Then in round 2, I played against Yellow, I'm pretty sure. And he had like a decent start, but he didn't have anything good in life, and I just kind of rushed him down, and eventually I actually ended the game on the 9-don turn, so that was a little bit rough for him. Then in the 3rd round I played against Lol again. Pretty much like the entire turn was just like Yellow and Lol. And this time I lost, actually the same guy I lost to yesterday at the Star Championship as well. Sudi, very good Lol player. He also topped. And that was my one loss for the day. Then the round after that I played against Lol again, which I beat like relatively easier than the other Lol matchup, because he whiffs a couple times, and I know I just had good stuff. And then the last round of Swiss I played against Green Purple Duffy, and I had absolutely nothing like for the first 5 turns. I'm pretty sure I just saw like a Dadon and Marco, and that was it. So I was just playing like Marco leader control. And then I got Duffy locked like twice in a row by the 10 drop. But eventually I managed to clutch it out. Because, you know, eventually I actually saw good cards, which was bound to happen. And I managed to win the game, but it was definitely very, very close because I opened so bad. And then top 8 I played against a very good friend of mine, Bruce, who was on Blue Crocodile. And we both didn't really have a lot going, to be honest, but I mentioned in the deck profile, I managed to cheese him with the Diablo jump on the last turn, so I secured that kid winner cards. But yeah, Zoro, definitely very solid pick, I think, if you're you know, comfortable playing it this format still, but it's not as good as it used to be, and I will be exploring some other decks as well in the coming weeks, so be on the lookout for that. I also have like a category winner profile coming up soonish, and maybe I'll try to do some more gameplay content if I do find the time for that. But yeah, anyway, if you're not subscribed yet and you do like that type of content, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!